Alicia McPeak, and I want to welcome you guys all to How Does Your Garden Grow, brought to you by the Healthy Living Revolution. I'm here hosting today along with Michelle. Michelle, you want to wave? Michelle, Marley, Nancy, Paige, and Kirk, hopefully, and Heather. I don't know where Heather is. And you know what? We're just going to do live TV here and make it go whether or not everybody's here. So here we go. So I'm a holistic nutrition and wellness coach, and I've been helping people find their way to optimal health and wellness through nutrition for many years. And I feel like now it's more important than ever that we help people have access to nutritious, quality, affordable food. And so that's what we're here to talk to you about today. We're going to give you some hacks and some tricks about how to actually grow food from your kitchen scraps in your kitchen, how to never run out of food because you can grow food from fruit food. We're going to teach you all about growing indoors and outdoors or tower garden. And with that being said, do you mind, Michelle? Are you ready? Can you take it away?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
Okay, good. So, hi, I'm Michelle Olson, and I've been with the Juice Plus Company for 10 years. I have to say that I've been not very excited about these towers because I don't like to grow outdoors, but as soon as they brought the InHome Tower, I was like all over it. I love the InHome Tower. I'm not, I have no green thumb at all. I kill everything. And that was what I was afraid of. But so this year, April 30th, I started growing this tower that I'm about to show you. And I absolutely love it. I don't really have to do much with it. I don't have to water anything. And I'm going to show it to you here. This is the InHome Tower. It comes with lights. And it comes with a timer for the light, so it's brainless. I don't have to do anything. The lights come on at 6 and go off at 8. The way this thing works is you fill it up with water, and there's 13 gallons or 12 gallons, I can't remember, of water that goes in the tank and has a pump in there, timer, and it just comes up the shaft here and waters all those roots. And these plants, this is the most amazing part about it, is these plants have been here since April 30th. And I've just eaten off of them and eaten off of them and eaten off of them. I had 2 plants that bolted to seed yesterday. And you can see this one right here. This is a bib lettuce and it's starting to bolt, but it's still edible. It's been here since April 30th. And it'll go to seed and then I'll just plant a new one. And over here you can see where I planted a new romaine lettuce. It's just brand new baby. And I took seeds from outside and just threw it in here and it's growing all by itself. So what I love most about the tower is that it has 16 microgreens and 16 regular plants at the bottom. So 32 different holes that you can actually plant plants in. And I absolutely, I can't believe that I'm growing this and we're eating fresh salads every day, along with like the cilantro and the arugula, the bib lettuce, all the microgreens. It's just incredible. So there you have it. So there's my little spiel on my beautiful tower.
I think the coolest thing that you did was take little seeds from lettuce. I don't even know how to get those. You're gonna have to teach us how to do that.
Yeah. And when they go to
so
seed,
cool.
Take the seeds and put them in. Yeah.
I know my husband does it all the time, but some of those little seeds are so hard to find. Okay, so I'm excited to see that you're so excited to grow your own food because I know that you have attempted growing your own food in the past. And I just want to share a little bit about my experience with that real quick before we go to Nancy. I've always dreamt of feeding my family from my own backyard. And so one year I spent $900 to create 4 raised bed gardens. So I bought the wood and the soil and I got my dad to come and help me. We put everything together. I spent $900 and I basically got a piece of vegetable here or there. I never grew enough to actually feed my family. The only thing I grew enough of was potatoes. So I was really disappointed, but I didn't give up right away. I pulled all the weeds out and I brought in more soil and amended the soil and tilled it up and started all over again the next year and started growing things. And I have to tell you, in traditional gardening, you have to grow a lot of one plant to get enough fruits and vegetables to eat anyway, which is very different with tower gardens. We don't have to do that. But I did it all again, planted all my little plants. And one day I forgot to water or didn't actually, I was just busy and I didn't get out there and water it and I lost everything. So 2 years in a row, I didn't grow a dang thing to eat. And I tried so many different things in so many different ways. And I was never really able to get the hang of growing food. I live in Houston, where a lot of you guys do. If not, you live somewhere equally as hot and humid. And if you miss watering one day, you're in trouble. But with Tower Garden, you don't ever have to worry about missing because it waters itself. So that's one thing that's really cool. Nancy, show us your Tower Garden.
Hi, Nancy from Houston. I'm on my back patio. Speaking of hot, it's very humid right now, but the rain did stop. So I'm excited because I can actually walk around and show you my tower. So I'm going to switch cameras around, but I'm going to keep talking. So this is my tower, and we got our tower on the 23rd of May. So it's actually a 2-month and 1-day anniversary today. And we are loving it, loving it, loving it. Super easy. Like Michelle said, the tower actually does everything for you. So there's a timer, and it goes off for 3 minutes, and then it stops for 10 minutes. And then it just keeps repeating that cycle. So I never have to worry about watering my tower. And the tower actually loves the rain too. So it's doing really well. I have this big, enormous plant with all the leaves is cucumber plant. And I have tons of baby cucumbers on it, and I'm loving it. I have some lettuces that have been here from the original time. They're bolting, so I'm starting some new plants that I'll be replacing it with. This is kale. This is arugula. I have some basil. This is a pepper plant that's just starting to do its thing. Here's a beautiful little flower. And then here's a beginning of a pepper. So I'm really excited. I have dill, and I just started some peas as well. And I have the same experience as you did, Alicia. Whoop. We actually started a garden in our own house, and we spent a lot of money on dirt. My husband actually built like a type of frame and put chicken wire over it to keep the squirrels out. I mean, it was massive, and we didn't get much. It was a lot of investment, and it's just brutal weather. A lot of time, and it's brutal weather in Texas, so we just weren't very successful. So, but I want to show you real quick before I take off. I don't have the indoor tower, so I don't have the grow lights where a lot of people can start their own seeds, but I did find this inexpensive brand on Amazon. It was $38, and it's actually been really cool. It's got 3 grow lights. You can set how many of them you want going. You can set a timer for it to come on and come off every day. And I've got some seedlings in here, and I've put 2 of the seedlings already in the tower. They're pea seedlings, so I'm excited about that. And then one other thing, the tower comes with everything that you need. So I got my tower. I also got this rock wool, which is what the plants grow in. It came with vermiculite. It came with the cages that you put the seedlings in. It comes with seeds. I think everybody might get something similar, not exactly the same. So when you get your tower, you get everything to get going, and it's just super easy. And if I had known how wonderful and easy and productive it was going to be for me, I probably would have gotten it years ago. So we just love it here.
This is your first Tower Garden experience too, right?
It is. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some stats about Tower Gardens in general. First of all, Tower Garden was created by Tim Blank, who was for about 15 or 20 years the head horticulturist at the Epcot land exhibit, where in conjunction with Epcot, Disney, and NASA, they grow food in the most amazing ways. I remember when I was 8 years old, I went there and I saw these huge melons like hanging down and growing from a trellis. And it was the coolest thing. And I remember thinking, wow, one day we're all going to grow our food like this. And now we do because of this technology. We own Tower Garden, and it uses 10% of the space of traditional gardening. It uses 2% of the water. So it's so smart and so economical to use Tower Gardens. It's so sustainable. And as Michelle mentioned, it's almost foolproof. You can just walk around your Tower Garden every day. The inside ones are especially foolproof because you don't have to worry about pests at all. But there's no dirt, so you don't have to worry about weeds. You don't have to worry about bugs very much. Yesterday, we saw a fuzzy little caterpillar on our on our outdoor Tower Garden, and I just took scissors and clipped the leaf that it was on off and moved it away. So super easy to help control the negative pest on your Tower Garden. And You can grow anything on it that's not a tree or a bush, basically. Although we grew an okra once that was 6 feet tall, an okra plant that was 6 feet tall. It basically was a tree. It was double the size of our tower garden. It was huge. So with that being said, I don't know, does anybody know Kirk's on here? Can anybody see if Kirk's on here? Kirk is supposed to be sharing next.
I don't see him on here.
No? Dang it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, and that's the case. Then we're going to go to my husband next, and he's going to share with us how to grow kitchen scraps. You ready? Okay. Oh, you need these. I'll get you the seeds.
Good morning, everyone. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with kitchen scraps. I don't know if people remembered, but the kids love them. The carrot tops, for instance, taking those, putting them in water, the bottom end of celery, it will actually regrow more celery and fairly quickly on both those two things. Other one is onions, saving the bottom quarter to like a third of the onion, taking off that outer layer, soaking it in water till it roots, and then putting it in dirt. I'll show you one that I have outside that was just 2 of them that I had started. I also collect, we buy non-GMO, really good produce. So in that, we know that the seeds aren't genetically modified, so they can't reproduce. But I still try tomatoes, anything that comes to the house. If it has good seeds on it, I'll still try it. And a lot of times I will just put the seeds straight into the cubes on the garden if something else didn't make it or it was already done. And I've started them off in a starter tray. So, yeah, we're gonna move outside real quick so I can show you some of the outside. So here's the outside tower garden, and in that, here's those onions I told you about that I got started, and they're producing 2 new onions off of what was just scraps. Basil is one of those things you really don't even have to buy a new plant again. This was taken from a cutting, and this one I'm starting another plant from the same original plant I started this from, and I have, let's see if you can actually see it. Here's about 3 different kinds of basil that I had started. And in that same thing, taking a good cutting, there's a lot of helpful and resourceful YouTube channels out there that show you all these little tips and tricks. Some of them I've even started back onto the tower. I've actually taken my cuttings, put them onto the tower into a blank cube and started from there. But as you see, we have celery and basil and cucumber growing and tomato, and it just keeps coming. So here's Allie.
Hear me okay? So this is a tower garden flex. So this is probably one of my original tower garden flexes that I got 9 years ago or 8 years ago. We got celery growing here on the top. We've had celery that has grown for like 2 years. All we do is we just keep cutting off of it. And what else was, oh, we have one extension on here, and we have the dolly on the bottom, which is why it looks so high. So it comes with traditionally 20 spots. We add an extension to add an extra 8 spots. That's 28 plants that we can grow on here on any given day of the week. You want to grab it? Let's go back inside. Okay, guys. So next up is supposed to be Heather. Is she here? Is Heather here? No?
No,
Well, okay,
she couldn't get on today. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going to ask, is there anybody on here that would like to share your Juice Plus product and business experience? Can anybody do it on the fly really quick? Mo or Paige? Yeah, Paige, you could definitely do it. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm actually sitting out here drinking
In front of your tower garden.
In front of my
Perfect.
tower garden, yeah. I actually just cut off greens to put in my smoothie because I'm growing some kale and arugula and some rainbow shards. So perfect to come out on my patio in my apartment, by the way. My Juice Plus story. So I started taking Juice Plus about 6 years ago, I was a sick and injured athlete, and second period was nap time. And so after taking some time and taking the medical approach, which wasn't really helping me get well, Alicia, who's my stepmom, asked me if I was open to taking a more natural approach. And I started on our Healthy Starts program, which is for kiddos from the age of 4 to an undergrad and college. They can eat the product for free. And with some other lifestyle changes, I started noticing that the inflammation in my hip was starting to reduce. I wasn't napping in second period anymore, and my immune system was getting back into balance. And now being a flight attendant, I'm just so grateful to have something to help bridge that gap, because my eating options are not always the best, and I'm exposed to more germs and the gamma rays in the sky. So it's just that peace of mind that my body is getting fueled for success.
Beautiful. And how long have you been with the Juice Plus company now?
So I started taking the product 6 years ago, which means I've been with the company for 5 years, because I started when I was 18, because it just made sense to have an additional stream of income.
Okay, so now that the flight industry is looking how it is, how does that affect you, and how does your Juice Plus business make a difference for you?
Yeah, so I am looking at being furloughed next month, and this business has definitely been something that's been in my back pocket, and I've always loved that it's been that extra couple $100s for me. And now, with knowing that I'm going to be out of work, it's nice that I can make it a higher priority and make it one of my main sources of income.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay, gang, that's about all we have. We're going to take some questions live here too, if you guys want. So if you have questions, unmute yourself. I do want to say that if you are on Facebook Live and you haven't said hello to us, please say hello, give us some love, because we don't know you're there if you don't say hello, and we can't enter you into the giveaways if we don't know you're there. If you're live on Zoom, also say hello.